Lux your way with the Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. There's the classic $5 box, the indulgent $7 box, and a whole new obsession in the $9 box, the Flamin' Hot Grilled Cheese Burrito. Try the Lux Cravings boxes at Taco Bell today.
How's your day going?
Going good. Thank you again.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim. It's the only thing like it in the world.
Bronco Nation, when I score, Jackson pours. Each game I score a touchdown, head to Jackson's on Monday for a 49-cent fountain drink with Let's Go rewards. And don't forget your free banana, Jackson's. Let's go.
It's the all-wheel drive event at Lithia Ford of Boise. From hunting trips to ski trips to trips to Grandma's house. Nobody does AWD like LFB, Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
Find your sun with Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Cold, refreshing, and made for moments like these all year long. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust rowpaint.com to get that job done right.
It's time for Ball Talk with Sanford and Johnny. From what's happening on the Blue at Boise State to the Mountain West and beyond. The biggest storylines, the best guests, and most outlandish opinions from 2 dudes who eat, sleep, and breathe college football. Ball Talk is presented by Circa Las Vegas and Circa Sports. Check out the world's largest sports book at Circa and watch the game at Stadium Swim on your next trip to Las Vegas. Book your trip today at circalasvegas.com. Ball Talk with Sanford and Johnny, featuring former Boise State quarterback and longtime coach Mike Sanford and KTIK 95.3 FM The Ticket's Johnny Mallory on Bronco Nation News.
Season 3. Episode, let's say episode, Ball Talk LA Bowl edition, the final episode of the season. It flies by so stinking quick. It's the happiest place in the world next to Disneyland. Coach Sanford is at maybe college football's version of Disneyland. And no, I didn't write that before. This is all off the cuff. Ball Talk, final episode of the season. Appreciate you guys. Free episode today. And look where Coach Mike Sanford is located. The house that Art Modell built, I think that is. What is that? Where the Ravens play? Army, Navy, Coach Sanford. Haga-laga. Let's have some fun today.
Live from the Baltimore Ravens, the house that Ray Lewis built, M&T Bank Stadium, Look at beautiful Baltimore, Maryland. The tailgating is absolutely elite. I'm a part of the USAA Radio Row that took place. I had a lot of fascinating conversations this week, but you know what today is really all about? It's a celebration of football. Boise State playing in the LA Bowl, a chance to end the drought since 2019's victory against Florida State, against Power 4 teams. And boy, is it a great opportunity against what I call this the Peterson Bowl. This is the Coach Pete Bowl, and it's been played, it seems like, so many times since Coach Pete decided to leave for Washington and then retire subsequently from football after quite a few years at Washington. So I'm excited for this game. I'm excited to be at Army-Navy. I don't know if you know this about me. This is my first Army-Navy game where I've been outside of the womb. My dad coached in this game 1979, 1980, 1981. In his final year coaching in this game, my mom was pregnant with me in her womb at the Army-Navy game. So this is 43 years later. I finally have a chance to come to this game, and I'm here with my wife.
What's it? I mean, as someone who appreciates college football, and I don't know if anybody I know appreciates college football the way the Sanford family does. I mean, the game hasn't started yet, but you've been in every freaking stadium in America. Notre Dame, USC. I mean, that's just, I can name several rivalries you've been a part of. What's this mean to you? I mean, they don't get their own day anymore. I don't know how much that bugs people, but Army-Navy to Mike Sanford.
It means a lot. You know, my dad started his coaching career at West Point. 1979, he was hired as a active duty enlisted Army officer inside of the program. That was the equivalent of a graduate assistant back in the day. So as a result of that, I get USAA insurance because my dad is a vet. He's an Army veteran. He served his country as a football coach. Think about that. He was a military football coach at West Point. And, you know, I got a son that wants to be a Navy SEAL and my youngest one. So I love what this game stands for. I love the fact that it is all about the antithesis of NIL, transfer portal. None of these guys are doing anything other than serving their country and fighting for you and for me to be able to do ball talk and have the happiest place this side of Disneyland because of the freedoms that we're able to have. So it's awesome. Anybody wondering why I'm not at the LA Bowl? This trip was planned 5 months ago. So I didn't know I didn't know where Boise State clearly would be playing. I thought that I'd be able to go to a college football playoff game. So my schedule would have been free for a CFP. So it is what it is, but it's a really good opportunity today, I think, for two great football games. And so for me and my wife, and Anne-Marie made the trip out here with me, my partner on the radio, Alex Ryanemi, we did a live broadcast from Radio Row yesterday. I can't wait to watch Army-Navy, and I'm rooting for Army. Go Army, beat Navy. And then afterwards, we're going to go find a local establishment to go watch Boise State-Washington. It's a perfect football day.
What was the reason you ended up going there? You're there with what sports radio in Denver?
Yeah, so Altitude Sports Radio, we carry Westwood One, which is a tremendous product. We carry every NFL football game on Westwood One, and Westwood One is broadcasting this game. Actually, Mike Mayock, the former NFL Network, just a stud.
Love
also
him.
Former general manager of the Las Vegas Raiders and the Oakland Raiders, drafted Josh Jacobs, drafted Max Crosby while he was at the Raiders at pick 106, by the way. Max Crosby was pick 106. How about that?
That's a hell of a steal.
And we had a chance to interview him, but Westwood One is carrying this game, national radio. And so USA pays for national members of the media or local members of media that carry Westwood One, and they want to keep this game fresh. They want people like me to make sure that we're promoting this game and making sure that this game is still front and center as one of the most important, significant games in sport in America.
I'm glad they keep it all. I know it means a lot to a lot of people, and I like the optics better than the game. I'm just going to be honest. It's option football. They aren't the cream of the crop as far as D1 FBS athletes. I don't care. It's bigger than that for this game, and I'm okay with all of that not being the case for this game. It's option football in most cases, very disciplined brand. It's not necessarily wide open as far as passing and what goes, but for me, it's about the pageantry. It's about the optics. It's about the servicemen sitting in that stands and the proud parents and family members and proud Americans celebrating a sport that is theirs, football. All of it comes together for Army Navy. I'm going to be tuned in, and I'm glad you're there. You know what it means to be there. You've been an offensive coordinator at Notre Dame. You've been in cathedrals of college football, and this is another one. So I hope you really enjoy this today, Coach Sanford.
I appreciate that, Johnny. And it's an honor. It's a privilege. They have the marches that are going to happen here in about an hour, where they march the entire cadet, the corps from each school has their own separate march into the stadium. The amount of parents that are here that are just parents, not of players, of cadets. And I rode an elevator today, and I said, how many Army Navy games have you been to? And there's a gentleman, probably, 65 years old. So this is my 43rd in a row. I went to West Point. My wife went to West Point. My daughter went to West Point. My son went to West Point. I mean, it's just so cool to hear these types of stories. But, this is a great opportunity for me to be in a great environment, but it's also, I think, an equally big opportunity for Boise State to end this drought against Power 4 teams. And Spencer Danielson, 0-4, would you say, is that the record against Power 4 teams?
UCLA was the first one last year, Oregon, Penn State, this year, Notre Dame, and then today, Washington.
It's a tremendous opportunity, and I don't think this is going to be an asterisk game either. Sounds like Washington and Jed Fish, that a team that probably underperformed in this season, a team that left some meat on the bone out there. You got to remember, Washington recently was in the college football national championship just a mere 2 years ago. Yep. So this isn't a program that is by any means happy with where it's at. It doesn't appear that Jed Fish is going anywhere. I don't think he gets the Michigan job, nor should he. I don't think he deserves the Michigan job. I think that's a job that Kalen DeBoer should get. Michigan should move mountains to get a guy that fits in better at the University of Michigan than really he does at the University of Alabama. A guy that coached in a national championship with Washington. From what I hear, every indication that I'm getting is that Washington's taking this game very seriously. And this is a game for Jed Fish that is the next step for his program to get to the place that they want to get back to, and that's at the top of the Big Ten Conference and at the top of the college football landscape again.
I gained a ton of respect, and Washington's my home program. The first college football game I ever went to was at Husky Stadium. I fell in love with Chris Chandler and Mark Brunell and Billy Joe Hobart, schools that beat your dad when he was at USC with Larry Smith. You guys couldn't handle my dogs. We smoked you and your dad, and I loved it. But I earned a lot of respect for Jed Fish. The Washington Huskies have players that will be drafted before any Boise State player, Cage Casey. Every single one, as far as we know, is playing in the LA Bowl. And not only that, Washington has probably a lot more depth on this thing. They could handle players leaving, probably more so than a G5. The big news out of yesterday, and it's fine, Cage Casey, Boise State's #1 prospect, left tackle, won't play in the game. BJ Rains, BNN, broke the story. He didn't make the trip. Fans on our show, KTIK Sports Radio, The Ticket, Idaho Sports Talk, they just didn't like the optics, Coach. Not that he's not playing. That's fine. We're past you don't play in bowl games. We get it. But when it's a team captain and he doesn't make the trip, I don't know if Spencer and him agreed. I don't know if Spencer said, hey, no distractions. You're not playing. We're taking people who are. Nobody knows. We'll get some answers from Spencer, hopefully, after the game. But I want to know what Coach Sanford knows and thinks about the situation that's went on with Boise in the last 24 hours. And, this is one of the best defenses in the Big Ten. Right. And Boise State's got an offensive line that might be down both tackles today. This could be scary from my perspective, Coach. Yours?
Yeah, I'm not as nervous about the matchup. What I am more concerned with is just what went into the decision making of not extending just your relationships with your teammates for a mere 5 days. You played 8 days ago in the Mountain West Championship game. I don't like it. I don't understand it, but I also don't fully like nor fully understand the modern college football landscape with the NIL and portal and opting out. And man, the year 2020, a year that, it was as hard as it gets for me personally as a coach, just being at Minnesota, tough environment, tough situation, Big Ten conference, canceling the season, bringing it back. I have Rashad Bateman as by far my number one go-to player in the offense. And then about 4 games into the season, he opts out. So you have to completely rebuild your identity as an offense. That's kind of that year. It gave way to moments like this, even at places like Boise State, where I don't think I would have guessed that the culture that Boise State's had would create an environment that is immune to a captain opting out of a bowl game and then not even going on the bowl game. Just go with your teammates. You're not, the extra 4 or 5 days of training is not going to make a difference. You're going to be just fine. And so we'll find out more information. So before I throw my laptop off the roof here at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, I'll wait and reserve judgment.
And I will too. I will say one more thing that why this doesn't look good for me. You're chosen to be a captain because it's way more about the we than it is the me. And that's a Chris Peterson line right there. And it's, you choose your captains, you vote for your captains, for the players who value what it means to be a Boise State Bronco more than anyone, and certainly themselves. You're not selfish when you're a captain. And I hope that's not what this is, but you've coached with a lot of teams and captains of college football teams, they're not going to miss a second. It's their team. Even Correct. If they're not playing, it's their team. They're responsible. They're in management, if you will. It's a different way that, in my opinion, a captain should look at his job. If he's hurt, if he's opting out, I mean, he's not in the O-line meetings helping Tim Keene and his backup, Kyle Cox, right? I think Kyle Cox has to play today against the Washington Huskies, who are all full health and hungry. And Cage Casey in his ear wouldn't help on the sidelines. Maybe not. You would tell me more than that. But just his presence, that's what bugs me. Like, you're a captain. It's different when you're a captain because you're in charge, man. And they elected you because of this. And I hope it's different. But if not, it's kind of a crappy way to end an all-American caliber career for the next great Boise State left tackle. I mean, this is a position that puts you into the NFL if you start at left tackle at Boise State, as you know, the last 25 years. And Cage will do all that, and we'll love him. But this is a weird way it ended.
It's a weird way that it ended, and I just actually had a conversation actually on Radio Row. I met up with Rick Neuheisel, interviewed him, actually found out that he had gone down the road pretty deeply with Washington State. He had pitched being the head coach, who had been his first college head coaching job since 2011 at UCLA, which shocked me when I Wikipedia searched his name. I felt like he's been on the sideline in the last 5 years, but I was wrong. He was the Arizona Hotshots head coach in 2019. But we were just talking about, there are programs, even just looking at the model of Army and Navy, because this really is the best. It's the best time in both Army and Navy's really the last 3 years, man. They've been knocking on the door of a potential college football playoff. And the reason I think so is that they have some things that set them apart, distinctives, that they can't, nor are they going to be all portal. They can't. Yeah, it's a 4-year commitment and then really a lifelong commitment. And there is no NIL to the extent that we know it. I mean, the being a graduate from West Point or from the Naval Academy in and of itself is an NIL deal because of the opportunities that it affords you later on in life. But their teams are having success because they aren't doing what everybody else is doing. They are creating that team camaraderie. They are building some foundations of a program that reminds me of what I played in at Boise State. And so I actually brought up Boise State because it appears that Spencer Danielson and the Boise State staff is almost moving all the way away from the transfer portal to be almost in that same light, to be distinct, to stand out in a different way, as he likes to say with a hashtag or whatever you want to call it, built different, that this program wants to be that. I don't like the fact that a Cage Casey is not going to be emblematic of that shift away from the portal because, Johnny, we've talked about it. Boise State was toe dipping in the portal, and overall, it just hasn't been great for them. Hasn't been awful, but it hasn't returned the investment like the high school athlete that they've recruited and developed. And what I would tell you is that Boise State is a program that should be able to be different, that built different, set apart. And so that's why it is even more disappointing that Cage Casey decided not to even make the trip. I understand not playing. I do. Yeah. I don't like it.
Yes.
I don't like it. Like, do I agree with it? No. But do I understand it? Yes. But just flat out not traveling with your teammates as a captain is inexcusable.
Coach, what do you think on, let's get to this game. This is going to be a condensed version of Ball Talk. Sandman's at Army Navy. He's got work to do with his other affiliates and his full-time day job. So we're going to let him go in a little bit, but the importance that Boise State wins this bowl game for you. Bowl games aren't that important anymore. We don't even have to lie about it. It is what it is. No coaches, no coordinators, no players, no fans. Like, okay, it's just not that big a deal, but this game is different. Boise State, from the Fiesta Bowl against Oklahoma to Hurricane Hank in Tallahassee, was 15-8 against the Power Four. From the Fiesta Bowl win to Hurricane Hank, 15-8. Like, they won 2 out of 3 of those games. Power Four, smell you later. Since Hurricane Hank, 0-9 against the Power Five. This is a program that was built on beating teams it shouldn't. The wins and all that stuff on the blue against conference and league is amazing and historic, but the fans, they hung their hats on you're bigger, you're faster, you're stronger, you're richer, you're prettier, but we're smarter and we're going to scheme your ass and you're not going to know what happened. They don't do that anymore. This is a chance. If you don't win this one against a Power Four today, you open the season at Eugene in Oregon next year. And then you host Memphis. Like, this thing is building up. The importance for Boise State to find a way to win this game. Where's your head and all that after you heard, that little soliloquy there by your boy Ball game?
Well, it doesn't add up that this program has not won one of these games since 2019. It doesn't add up because even the mindset when you go and play as Boise State, you go to play at Oregon or you go and play at Notre Dame, the mindset the week of the game for me that's baked into who I am and what I've been around is that you're going to go win those games. And so I like in my mind, I still go against, I watch my alma mater go against these teams and I say that Boise State's going to do what Boise State always does, right? But that's not the case because always is in the past. And it's time for Boise State as a program. It's time for Spencer Danielson. And I like what I've been seeing in the last couple of weeks, especially offensively. There's some changes. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you've gotten to the bottom of it, but the feel of it is good. It feels rhythmic. It feels creative. It feels wide open. It feels multiple. It feels vintage to me. But what I would say is that Boise State needs to seize the opportunity into this particular contest with a roster outside of its offensive tackles that is ready to go compete against a Power Four team. And I think Boise State has more to play for and more at stake in this contest than Washington does. I think that Washington is a program, and Jed Fish has probably been working overtime to see how can I keep as many players possible on this team to just say I'm going to play. I guess, Johnny, there'll be some surprise omissions actually at kickoff from the Washington Huskies team. I bet you. And if not, their head and their heart might not necessarily be in it to the extent that a Boise State player will. And as a result of that, you've got to win this game. You've got to win this game. And you can. This is not a great UW team. This is not a great UW team, man. It's not. Your quarterback's he's an athletic cat. He makes plays. He's smooth. But man, he is not Michael Penix Jr. This is not that team that you lost to at Alaska Airlines Field or whatever they call it at Husky Stadium. So just a couple, Johnny, before we get on, just Sun Cruiser has been an awesome product, and I know BJ decided to deal with them. I love their product. I'm excited about it. So I know you mentioned it right there at the beginning. This is the Sun Cruiser Studio. A couple other program notes that I want all of our fine watchers and viewers and listeners to you, Johnny, in the Boise market, is that there will be a BNN pregame show live from Los Angeles at SoFi Stadium at 4:00 p.m. Mountain time. So 3:00 local LA time, but 4 p.m. Mountain time. And then even better, there's a watch party, baby, at Uncle Bob's Pizza in Meridian. And I can't wait to hear and see all of the scenes of Boise State fans traveling to LA, meeting up with BJ. And then, of course, I think Nathan Carroll will be there at the Bronco Nation News watch party. Program. Why wouldn't we be a program outfit? So all types of great things. I think BJ Rains is going to jump in with us for a second. I'd love to see his beautiful face, man. That's done such a great job covering all the ups and downs of this Boise State program. But yeah, Johnny, I'm excited. It's a great day for football. I don't want to get off this program because I want to talk football with you. But I think I got to go check out this March here. So if we get BJ to jump on, I'll say hello. If not, I will bid adieu. Any parting words that you have for me, Johnny?
Yeah, final thoughts. BJ's hopping on right now. I just want to know from a coach, you're in a big game. You lose your best player who's a left tackle. The kid behind him got time in 4 games this year because you never needed to take Cage Casey out and he wasn't hurt. How does that affect your game plan, man?
Well, against a competent Big Ten defensive line with Big Ten defensive ends, it's concerning. You've got to utilize your running backs and your tight end position in chip on third down, protect Maddox Madsen. Maddox Madsen, he's been good in these spots, man. His toughness shows through. I think you remember Maddox Madsen, how he played against Oregon at Eugene. And just, got some tough yards, scrambled, moved the sticks more than 3 times in that game. That's the kind of stuff that you need to get. And then I think the other piece is you got to get the ball out of your hands quickly. You want to run the football. You want to get it's easier to get backup offensive linemen into a rhythm when you are running the football than you are drop back. I think that's you give your young offensive tackle that's filling in an opportunity to get his feet underneath him. And the best way to do that is to white knuckle him, call some run plays, call duo, call power, call counter, call spider 2Y banana V Reno.
Boom. Sluggo seam. Can I get a sluggo seam?
Give me gun double wing right, 2 jet salad, X sluggo zebra seam.
Thank you. Hey, one more. This is the final of the season. BJ's ready to hop on, but this is the final mic drop of 2025.
Here we are yet again. Boise State, the program that just sees the lowest of lows and the highest of highs really within the matter of 2 months. 6 weeks for that matter. The Boise State Broncos get to cap off another great season, chance to win what will end up being a 10th game, go 10-4 against, and more importantly, break this streak that needs to be broken, which is not having beaten a Power 4 program. University of Washington, I'd say it's the toast of the Pacific Northwest in terms of sports programs. Take care of business. Get this one done. Do it and build for the future. Maddox Madsen is going to play his ever-living tail off, just like he did in the Mountain West Conference Championship game. And I can't wait to watch this one. So here I am live from M&T Bank Stadium. Excited to watch Army-Navy. Can't wait to find a nice local crab establishment, a crab house here in Baltimore, and then be able to watch the Boise State Broncos take down the Washington Huskies. Final mic drop of the year. Boise State 31, Washington 24, and that's a wrap.
Eat Lux your way with the Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. There's the classic $5 box, the indulgent $7 box, and a whole new obsession in the $9 box, the Flamin' Hot Grilled Cheese Burrito. Try the Lux Cravings boxes at Taco Bell today.
Sandman's got the Broncos winning. Michael Forrest Prater has the Broncos winning. BJ Rains with us. Appreciate you today, and happy LA Bowl today. BJ, thanks for hopping on Ball Talk.
Yeah, man. Happy to be on. It's cloudy. It's kind of foggy out here. It's not
That's LA every morning, apparently. Apparently every morning in LA.
Right here. I can see some palm trees, but it's not sunny. It's cloudy and kind of foggy and misty, and the planes are kind of just appearing here before they touch down. But I was listening, and it's like, you know what? I'm sitting around the hotel. Listen, I'm wide awake. I'll jump on with you for a couple minutes and talk about this game. It's I don't have the confidence that Mike Sanford does in the final score. I'll tell you that.
I don't either. I don't either. I'm worried. Do we know anything about Matoyer's MRI?
We don't, but I would not expect him to play. By the way, is BJ going to be wearing a sport coat? You want to see the sport coat I have for the game, Johnny?
Yeah, I do. I've
worn this sport coat.
Get it.
You know what? Because we're here and we're live, I'm going to show everybody. I've worn this sport coat one time in my entire life, Johnny. Wait till you see this. Hold on.
Oh gosh, here we go. Fashion show by BJ Rains as I reach into my backpack and get my game notes out on this thing today.
Last time I wore this sport coat, Johnny, was the NFL draft with Ashton Genty, and I'm busting it out today.
Pink.
It's kind of hard to see.
Salmon.
It's a little hard to see in the lighting here, but it's salmon. It's got some blue highlighted lines there. Little salmon with the blue. Not sure on the tie yet. Not sure if I'm going tie or if we're just going to go with the blue shirt under it. Probably no tie to be nice. But
let's ask the listeners, the viewers, tie
a little
or
salmon.
No
it's got. I don't know what you. Yeah, there you go. It's a little better. You can see some of the lines on there.
Yeah, me and you should go.
Herb Street. It feels Kirk Herb Street-esque right here. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a total Herbie. We should go blazer shopping together, man. Get some good stuff.
Did you return yours back to Kohl's yet?
I didn't get it at Kohl's. And if I did, who cares? Why are you ripping on Kohl's? They got really quality merch, man. Top of the line apparel, something really nice. Name the movie. BJ, what's the new word on the K? I mean, I don't want to just focus on it. I want to talk more about the game, but is there anything new you can share over the last 12 hours?
Well, you did ask about Matoyer. I would suspect that he won't play. I don't know the answer to that. Spencer Danielson did say Monday, Johnny, that they were banged up. And, I don't think he's going to freely come out and let Washington know that, not only is Cage Casey out, but our other tackle's not playing too. The only guy he mentioned was Cage Casey, but I would suspect when that injury comes out, there may be some other guys too. I don't know. And I'm not saying I know something. I don't. These weird bowl games, only 1 week off. We never got an injury report after the championship game and one extra day off, I should say. And so I don't know. Yeah, I would you would hope Matt Lauder and all these other seniors are ready to push through and play in this game. But we'll find out, I guess, here in a couple hours. We'll be they're allowing the media in at 2:00. That's 3:00 Mountain Time. So I'll be right there at the door, banging on the door when they let us in, and then we'll be down in the field with injury updates and seeing who gets off the bus. And this will be one of those, Johnny, kind of going back to COVID, to be honest, because they don't tell us the injuries till 45 minutes before the game. But it's going to kind of be back to COVID, where you're kind of watching warm-ups and checking off your roster of guys you see and guys you don't see, and trying to kind of track this, because it wouldn't shock me if there was some more. But Cage Casey, obviously the big one. And I'll just say this, Johnny, from what I've been told, what I've heard, I'm not sure Cage Casey deserves, all of the blame here for, by the way, Johnny, the hotel I'm at, you see this nicely made bed right there? I went down to get my energy drink for like 5 minutes, and they already came in and cleaned the room and made the bed for me. I guess they knew that I was a big time star here or something. I don't know. But at least I have a made bed for you in the background there.
Really nice, BJ. Really nice.
Love Christmas Vacation. We watched it as a family the other day. I don't think that Cage Casey deserves 100% of the blame for why he's not here. I'll just say that. I reported that it was a mutual decision, and I'll just say I don't think it was Cage Casey on his own just saying, not only am I not playing, I don't want to be there. See ya. I'm going to Dallas to start getting ready for the draft, which is my understanding that he is headed to the Dallas area for training at some point in the near future. But I don't think that's the reason that he's not here today. I think it was a mutual, hey, we love you, but I think it's, and maybe it's going to be a distraction if he's on the sidelines. Hey, we want to take the guys on this trip that are part of this team. I'm not saying it was 100% Spencer either.
Okay.
Hey, we don't want you. And I'm not saying there's some issue. But I just think it was kind of what I was told, a mutual decision where both parties just decided, hey, you go, you want to move on. That's great. But we're going to focus on the guys that are here and focus on them. And I don't know if that means he hasn't been around all week, if that means he left the team last Sunday. I don't know if that means he was in the meetings all week. And then, just when they left Thursday, he shook their hands and said, good luck. I don't know all the details exactly, but I don't think, I don't think Cage Casey deserves 100% of the blame for kind of giving up on his players here. I do think there was either Spencer or Tim Keene or the team. I don't know. I think there was another side of this that they all agreed it was just in his best interest for whatever reason not to come down here to this game. But with that said, he's not here, and so he certainly is fair game for part of the criticism, because if he were here, he could have played, and he decided that he didn't want to do that. So I don't blame him for the business decision. I get it. I understand it. But it is weird that he's not here. I'll say that.
Yeah, I guess. And Cage Casey like I do. I mean, he's like a coach's dream, man. I mean, he is the most well-mannered guy down there. I mean, I would imagine church every single Sunday. He's probably never been late for a class or a homework assignment. Prater mentioned a bunch yesterday, and this. He was proudly driving a minivan until I think Jim Sturk hooked him up, or whoever did, and got him a nice ass rig. Like he would have been the guy that I never would have thought would even consider sitting out. I felt, bled as much blue or more blue than anybody in that room, and maybe he still does, and it was a business decision. Again, I don't want to just throw all my shade at Cage too. I know him. He's a good dude, and that's why this is such an interesting story, right? It's Cage Casey. It's not another player that we'd be like, okay, I get it. It's like, it's Cage Casey.
He might have been, if you ranked 108 players, Johnny, like 108th on my list of guys that I thought wouldn't play in this game.
See, viewers, we're not blowing smoke. Like, we're in that building every day. And it's
which
weird.
Is another reason why he doesn't, another reason why he probably doesn't deserve all the blame, because I guarantee you this wasn't Cage Casey on his own going, I don't want to play in this game. He's got, a family. He's got a wife now. He's probably talking to an agent that said, I advise. I mean, here's what it comes down to, Johnny. Do you think Cage Casey could have improved his NFL draft stock by playing in this game?
Yes. It's
okay.
a P4. If you're going to watch Mel Kiper talk,
if he could have improved it, then he could have played. But I don't know. I mean, I guess they thought that his tape was good enough. And by the way, Johnny, I went to a consensus NFL draft website this morning. It kind of looked at ESPN, CBS, all these. It was the main 4 NFL draft sites. There's one player on either team that was listed as a first-round pick in any of the mock drafts. Denzel Boston, the wide receiver for Washington, and he is playing in this game. So the consensus first-round pick is not Cage Casey. It's Denzel Boston, the wide receiver, and he is playing in this game. Now, who knows if that means he wants to play in the first quarter and then they have an agreement where he's not going to play after he gets 2 catches, or I don't know. Their running back, Johnny, his last name's escaping me. Crawford? No.
Jonah Coleman.
Coleman.
Beast. Yeah,
he's like a 3rd, 4th round pick also, and he's playing in this game. They have a defensive back that's also a 3rd, 4th round pick. He is playing in this game, at least to start with. So that makes it a little tougher to take, I think, if you're a Boise State fan, where you're like, wait a minute, the guy that's actually the higher ranked pick, the 1st round pick at receiver, he's playing. Their running back's playing, their defensive back's playing, and our left tackle didn't even come down with a team to play down here. I can see why fans are a little frustrated by that. But like I said, I do think there's a lot more layers to this. There's agents involved. There's trainers involved. There's people just saying, hey, man, like, you're going to make in this range and this much money, but if you tear your ACL in this game tomorrow, you're going to, maybe not even get drafted and make this much money.
And there are horror stories.
It's a decision that he has to make. The bigger, I guess, I don't know, controversy is the right word, is him not being here at all. But again, I don't think he deserves all the blame for that. I was told it was a mutual decision, and I think they just all parties involved decided that it was, and especially on the Boise State side, And I'm not saying, oh, we don't want you. You're not part of this team. You're gone. I don't think there's any bad blood, anything. I think it was just hey, you want to do that? That's great. But we want to have the focus on the guys that are here. And I think you mentioned yesterday when I came on with you, JL Skinner, Johnny, did he opted out and didn't play? But was still
he
on
had
the
an
sideline?
injury. Yeah, I think he had an injury to kind of fall back on, right?
Okay.
JL didn't play in the game. It was a game time decision, and I think you guys in the comments may remember that, but JL opted out. Everybody understood, but he was at the game.
Yeah,
he was in the
they
stadium.
didn't tell us till I think like warm-ups that he wasn't playing or something.
Yeah, he had his jersey on.
Yep.
He was hugging the guys. He was
and
part
that
of
was
it.
Still the Avalos era, I believe, right? I don't think he ever played as a head coach for Coach D. This might, this is the kind of the first we're dealing with this, Johnny. Coach D might just be one of his policy. I don't know if policies is the right word, but hey, you don't want to play in this game. You're that's great, but you don't get to come down here and get the bowl gifts. I mean, it's kind of like, hey, you're great. You're not a senior. You want to leave early. That's great, but you don't get to walk on senior day. They still love him. They still love him. I think it's, I do wonder how that affects the rest of this team, though, Johnny. I was already a little nervous for Boise State about this game, just being honest. This is not the typical 6-6 type, mid-level Pac-12 team that usually ends up in this bowl game. This is an 8-4 team that you look at. We just mentioned 3 guys that could go in the top 3 or 4 rounds of the draft. You look at the size they have, and you look at the games they've played. I know they don't have a lot of great wins. I guess Illinois was ranked 23rd. That was their best win they had this year. But their losses were to Oregon and to Ohio State, and then on the road barely to Michigan and Wisconsin. I mean, and you hear Jed Fish talk yesterday, and he's like, yeah, the most points we've given up in a game all season is 26. You go back and look, and you're like, wow, that's it. And then you look at their yards. I mean, they're top 25 yards allowed, points allowed. Like, this is a really good defense. It's a good offense. And now Boise State, I mean, is that a psychological hit? I mean, I know Roger Carrion, all those guys are his buddies. I mean, he's not even here at the game. Is that a captain not being here? That could go one of two ways, I guess. And so I'm sure they've known all week. I'm sure they're cool with it. But that isn't, that doesn't make me feel any better about Boise State's chances. I'll say that.
Spencer will talk about it. That's what I love about Danielson. You're not worried about the reaction you're going to get from a question like you did maybe with Andy, right? You still have to ask it, but you know what answer you're going to get. Fine. And that, let Jordan K, let him be the one. He wants to ask it. Let him get it, whatever. But Spencer's not like that. You're going to talk to Spencer after this game. He's going to say why, I think. I think he's going to say that's a policy. He doesn't want to be here. He's got stuff to do. We got stuff to do. Love you. Bleed blue forever. You're always welcome here, but we have something else in hand. We got to do. We can't focus on this, but
do you want to know some stats about Cage Casey?
What the penalty stats?
I got a couple for you here. This is Pro Football Focus numbers. They're in my story from our man Nathan Carroll here, who went and picked him up. The 8th highest graded left tackle by Pro Football Focus this year. He allowed 5 sacks this season, 14 pressures in 13 games. Johnny, 41 straight starts. He started the first game as a freshman, and then started every single game for 3 years. Durability, never an issue. 41 straight starts, 2,730 snaps. Okay, Johnny, 2,730 career snaps. He's allowed only 7 career sacks in over 2,700 snaps. Now, all those weren't, passing plays, of course, but 2,700 snaps, 7 sacks. Also, Johnny, you mentioned the penalties, 2,730 snaps, 3 penalties in his career, one of which was declined. Only 2 accepted penalties in 2,730 snaps. Now, let's compare that to Ezra Cleveland. He was a 2nd-round pick out of Boise State, the 58th overall pick to the Minnesota Vikings, Johnny, in the 2020 draft. Played very similar number, 2,897 career snaps. Started for 3 years, very similar path at left tackle as Cage Casey. He allowed 11 sacks and was called for 7 penalties. So double the sacks, double the penalties allowed in the college career by Ezra Cleveland, who was a 2nd-round pick and went 58th. I bring that up to say that, you're in a pretty good spot with the numbers and what it should say about what Cage Casey's pro future should be. By the way, Kyle Cox, Johnny, one career start. It was at San Diego State last season when Hall Schmidt went down. It was at right tackle for his one career start. And Kyle Cox looks like he's going to be the guy today to start. He's played in 20 career games, mostly on special teams, 3-star prospect out of Eatonville, Washington. He does have 50
games
snaps
this year, I think, BJ.
What's that?
He got in 4 games this year.
50 snaps at left tackle this year as a backup. Some of those blowout games early in the season, especially App State. I believe there was another one they were up huge. 50 snaps in mop-up duty at left tackle. And again, one career start at right tackle. But I mean, he's certainly going to, all eyes are going to be on Kyle Cox, I believe number 70, to keep track of him today. And then Steele at right tackle. Is that what we're thinking?
Yeah, BJ. Unless they're, are they going to roll with? Are they going to roll with Alma Delaney? He's listed as the backup right tackle on the depth chart, redshirt freshman. He doesn't even weigh 300 pounds. That's like offensive lineman tackles at this level. If you're not 3 bills, you're undersized. I don't know. This scares me now. The Washington people that I talk to say, oh, don't worry, Washington's pass rush sucks anyway. They average 1.8 sacks per game, the exact same number that Boise State averages. Pay attention to that tonight. If Mad Dog sacked 3 times in the first half, when the Husky pass rush is not used to putting quarterbacks in that kind of pressure, then we'll obviously see something. And if they can't run, we'll obviously see something. And I'm worried that this offense is not going to be able to move the ball because of the offensive line, because of the O-line, BJ. And that's what scares me about this game. Washington's got some dogs, no pun intended. They're going to fly around defensively. This is a top 5 defensive unit in the Big Ten. Look at the numbers. I watched most every Husky game this year. Like, they hung with Ohio State. You never thought they were going to win, but they didn't get embarrassed. They hung. They made Ohio State actually have to try and execute to beat them.
Same with Oregon.
Yeah, same with Oregon. They were there. This thing, I'm not surprised if this isn't Joe Montana versus John Albert Elway in the Super Bowl, and it's like a 55-10. Like, that's the worst case scenario. Best case scenario is Boise State game plans this. They make big plays and they maybe D up special teams, force turnovers. Washington, again, they lost to a really bad Wisconsin team. They've had moments where they haven't looked good either. That's what they have to do. And I'm sorry, Boise State's defense, secondary, best unit on this defense this season. They don't even let quarterbacks throw for 200 on them. What's Damon Williams going to do? If Boise State wins, best case scenario for me, it's not going to be in a shootout, BJ. This will be a defensive game. And yeah, Boise State's offense might struggle, but maybe Washington's offense.
Hey, Nate. Hey, look who it is. There's my son FaceTiming in here. He's got a big YMCA basketball game today. How we doing, Nelly?
Yeah, good.
You going to win this game today, bud?
Yeah.
All right, I want 10 rebounds today. We want 10 rebounds from Nelly. And let's get
Nelly.
Maybe 4 points, 6 points. What do we want, Johnny? What's the over-under?
Nelly, if you get 10 rebounds, I'll buy you a new video game.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that, Nelly?
No.
Johnny Ballgame said if you get 10 rebounds, he'll buy you a new video game. Can you get...
By the way, I agree with you, Bill. I think Cage Casey
love you, bud.
is a
Have a
guard.
good game, okay?
All right, let BJ talk to his BJ talk to his kid. I agree with you, Bill. I think Cage Casey will play guard in the NFL, and Charles Leno Jr. told me that, and he knows a little bit more about it than me. He thinks Cage Casey is a star guard. I think that's what they did with Ezra, right? Ezra played tackle at Boise State. He's a guard in the NFL. So I could see that too. Not like it matters. Yeah. Cage Casey's going to have a long, healthy career. Look what Ezra Cleveland is making. But I have heard that guard might be a potential thing, or tackle. Cage Casey's going to play in the NFL. BJ, what's your narrative on Maddox Madsen if Boise State loses and he doesn't play? his best. Are you ready? Like, I don't want to do doggy sucks radio for 8 months. And I think that's what we're looking for. If Boise State gets smoked today and Maddox Madsen just doesn't have an exceptional game, I think we're going to have a lot of fans that aren't. They're going to say, I don't even want this season to start. You got to go to Oregon with Mad Dog Potter. And just your thoughts, like, how important is it for you that Maddox Madsen has a good game tonight?
Well, it would certainly make it easier for you and for Prater and for I and for everybody else, because I think I think we're all in agreement here, Johnny. I don't think there's anything that could happen in today's game, and tell me if I'm wrong, that would change your opinion on who the starting quarterback is next season, who the OC is next season.
No.
I think he could throw 4 interceptions and play terrible today, and he's still your starter in Eugene next year.
Yep. And Spencer Danielson wouldn't rather have anybody else to take into Eugene. Yeah.
And I don't know if he'll, say that it's an open quarterback competition this year. I don't know if he'll be defiant all offseason again to try to get fans to get off his back and say, no, Maddox is our guy. He's a 5th-year senior, whatever. Like, I don't know what angle Spencer would take it, if he does open it up or if he just says he's our guy or what. But I think when push comes to shove and they get to Eugene, the quarterback's going to be Maddox Madsen. So with that said, yeah, you'd like him to play well. Maybe they still lose the game, but he can throw for 260 yards and a couple of touchdowns. And maybe he's not the storyline all off season, because, we got over 1,000 people on this show right now, and Maddox Madsen is as polarizing of a figure, and maybe every starting quarterback is at Boise State. I mean, but Maddox Madsen is as polarizing of a figure as we've had covering this program in a long time, Johnny. You either love him or you hate him, and there's really no middle ground. And if he plays well today, you're going to say, see, he's the guy all along. If he plays poorly, the first interception, you're going to have guys on social media coming out saying, see, we got to upgrade in the offseason. And Spencer already came out, Johnny, and said, I asked him the question, you were there on signing day. Like, they're not planning to go into the portal for a quarterback. Like, they like the two freshmen. They like who they have. The only thing I think could change that, Johnny, and maybe open the door for him, is if Caleb Annett transfers. And let's be honest, Caleb Annett, you've gotten passed by 2 walk-ons. I don't know what his outlook is, future is. Maybe thinks he can win the job, and maybe he will. I don't know a ton about him, but if you just think maybe he's a guy that thinks, hey, I got a better shot to play somewhere else, I'm going to head out of here. And if that were the case, then that would open up an opportunity for them to maybe go into the portal to try to get a quarterback and change the look of that room. But right now, I don't see that happening, and I just don't see Max Cutforth, even though we saw some really nice things in the last couple of games, Johnny. I just don't see. I mean, first of all, is Max Cutforth on the roster next year, Johnny? I mean, is he he's a Skyview High local kid. He's living the dream. Maybe he's happy and thinks maybe Maddox will get hurt again and I'll be ready and I'll take over in the following year and I'm not going anywhere. This is my dream school. Or is he like, no, man, I that was my plan, but I just showed that I can start somewhere and I want that. I want to go start, and I'm out of here.
I don't care where it is. I'll go to Logan, Utah. Bryson Barnes is gone. I was just there. I beat you. You want me to play there? You're only as loyal as your options. Didn't Chris Rock say that, right? If Cutforth has options where he can compete to win a job realistically, why wouldn't he leave? He's played at Boise State for 3 years. Good for him. He went to a CFP. He's got a Fiesta. He's got a CFP ring. He's got 3 Mountain West championships. Go play somewhere. I had somebody the other day, I can't remember if it was John Anderson or not at the basketball game, but I was asked, like, who has a better chance of beating Madsen out? Jackson Taylor or Cash Herrera? And I looked at him and I was like, guys, neither. None will beat Maddox out. And you want them? God, I love Jackson Taylor too. I don't need him starting in Eugene. It is a 17, 18-year-old kid.
I don't think they want that.
I think the fans do. Like, I think the fans would have rather just seen Malachi, even though everybody told you how bad he was. They would rather crash with a 5-star than fly at a medium pace with a doggy. Like, that, it felt like that's kind of how it was. And that'll be how it is next year. if they don't play well and they get smoked at Oregon, and then they come home for the home opener in the reveal of the Nez project, and Memphis comes in and kicks their ass, and then they've lost 3 straight games. Washington, Oregon, Memphis. I mean, these next 3 games are big. It's crazy. They're big.
Yeah,
they are. Another cupcake for a long time. And you can't go in there with the true freshman. Matson's going to win the gig next year because they're not going to bring in anybody, in my opinion, that will have the capabilities to beat him. Maybe Max Cutforth does. And Spencer will give him that chance, I think. But I'm not going to predict Cutforth to beat Matson in a quarterback competition. No, I've been to practice like you all the time. Matson's better. It sucks for people because they want someone better than Madsen, but they don't have that. And they didn't have it with Malachi Nelson. Madsen throws the best ball. He's the most accurate. He knows the system and where he's going way more than everybody else. And, I mean, Madsen's too short, right? I love the Zeke kid. He's 2 inches shorter than Madsen. So if you guys are on Madsen about his height and he can't see, I can't even imagine what you're going to say when Zeke Martinez is out there. But I don't know what he's going to do. Maybe he wants to go play somewhere. Zeke Martinez could probably play and start at the FCS level. We don't know what the quarterback's going to look like. You're right. If Caleb Annett, who I haven't seen do anything but scout team in the last month at practice, Kellen's 5'11", Zeke's 5'8". Kellen's maybe 6 feet. Zeke's maybe 5'7". There's no comparison there. And he's not Kellen. Well, Kellen was this. Oh, so yeah. Kellen was the greatest quarterback possibly in the history of this sport. Oh, man, you guys. If Zeke Martinez is starting for you, you're probably in a bind. Maddox Matson's the best quarterback you have.
Yes. And I would say folks need to get that kind of like, you got 8 months to do it, but just do it now. Like, just get it in your mind. Maddox Matson's the starter next year. There's not really going to be much of a competition, probably, in my opinion. If you want to blame the coaches, whatever, that's fine. But he's better than Max Cutforth, and you're not having a true freshman come in unless there's some amazing 5-star kid and beat out a 3-year returning starter for week 1 game on the road in Eugene. It's just not happening. Now, so with that said, Johnny, I really think you're right that this is a huge game for the narrative all off season for him, but also for this team. I mean, you've talked about the 9 straight Power 5, so it'd be 10 today. And I know.
By the way, I'm taller than Zeke. I am. I stood next to him. I'm taller than Zeke.
I think John Watts has some personal reasons there.
I think he does. I don't know if he was his quarterback coach. I'm taller than Madsen.
Fan, I'll just say
I've stood next to the doggy. I'm taller than Madsen. Like you guys.
Well, all right. Let me finish my point here, Johnny.
Love it. Finish your point.
For the narrative for the offseason and for your job, for my job, and having to fend off the trolls, the haters, whatever, I think it would be much easier if Maddox Madsen played well today. Because I don't think anything he does today is going to change things for next year. Maddox Madsen will be the starter in 2026 unless, like I said, Caleb Annett leaves, they go to the portal, they find some crazy guy that falls at the last minute to him, and he comes in here. But I think Maddox Madsen's the guy next year, and I have no problem with that. I think he's a fine quarterback. I think he's good enough. I have no problem with Maddox Madsen being your starting quarterback.
He's won the Mountain West for you both years he's been your starter.
A little more nervous about the offensive line next year, Johnny. And maybe this is we're getting too far off topic here, and that can be a topic for next week in the off. By the way, no season wrap up. You don't want to make another check and do one more final ball talk next week?
I could be talked into that.
Okay. I heard you say that, and I was like, I just assumed you're always down to get paid. And if we could do one more next week and wrap up the season and then kind of turn the tide to 2026, I'd be down to pay you guys if you want to do one more.
I got Sanford's busier than me. I'm loving your comments. No, let's talk about next year. I want to do this. Like, how's
I got nowhere to go, man. I don't have to be at the stadium for 6 hours.
I don't either. Like, who's the best player on next year's team?
Ty Benefield.
He's gone.
I think Ty Benefield's coming back.
You do?
I mean, I'm just guessing. I think he needs one more year.
in the SEC? I hope he's back. Okay, I don't want to start that. Yeah, but I think Buck's gone.
Is he gone to the NFL or is he transferring?
Yeah, I think NFL. I think Buck's all blue. He's not going to play for another college because I also think that what money they do have, Buck's number one. They have that scale system.
Yeah,
and Ty Benefield will make them, in my opinion, he gets the fattest check next year on this team if he comes back, and that's part of the reason to get him to come back. That's a freaking business. Yeah, Ty, slide over the paper. Here's what you'll make here to continue to develop and be loved every day. And he loves that building. He'll be a captain. Benefield's never been a captain, right? This is his shot. Next year will be Buck's team, man. But if he's gone, BJ, I mean, you look at the depth chart. Let's go through the offensive line. Okay, starting center. It's not Mason or Zach Holmes. They're both redshirt seniors, right? So you have a new center in Oregon. The guards, you have Kyneth, nope, senior. Jason Steele, nope,
I got to get my game notes. Hold on a second, Johnny.
All right. I'll go over this. Center, you have a new player. Left guard, new player. Right guard, Roger Carrion, hallelujah, a guy who's actually played. Right tackle, Daylon Matoyer, probably gets bumped to left tackle, and then you're looking at either Kyle Cox playing right tackle or Kyle Cox plays left tackle, and you keep Matoyer at right tackle. That line needs a lot of work. What I would love to see, and I know Danielson doesn't like to do it, but dude, there's tackles in the portal who've played a ton of football and maybe haven't played it, at a Conference USA level, but have been all league at that level and would probably be the best tackle on this team next year. And they'll come here and you can get those guys, but that's not how Spencer does it. And I'm okay with that. According to Spencer, these guys we named, they'll be ready next year. And they probably will be. This is Boise State. It's a developmental program. But for me, I look at that, I'm like, uh-oh. Yeah, you don't want to bring in any veterans. You do have some money. You don't have to pay a lot of players now. That frees up. Who do you want to spend? Something like that. BJ, whatever happened to the tackle from Ohio State?
He's on the roster, just not good enough to get in there.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of those guys. That's a great question, Mike, but I haven't. That's a good one. He's never been on a depth chart all season.
And maybe that was the plan. He needed a redshirt year, and maybe he'll be ready to go next year. I don't know.
Maybe he's there too, but yeah, that's
so. You mentioned so Kyneth's gone too.
Tyler Kyneth is listed as a redshirt senior. Eligibility's weird, but he's listed as a redshirt senior. Like,
are you
Mason
for
Randolph.
sure Roger Carrion? I mean, is this a dumb question, but are you for sure Roger Carrion's back next year?
I don't want. He's a redshirt junior. Roger has another year.
But he's just losing his buddy Mason Randolph. He's losing Cage Casey. He's losing all the guys in his room. He's looking around going, do I want to go get a bag somewhere? I don't know.
Him and Matoy are the only returning starters. Yeah, maybe Roger does. He's from a town in New Mexico of 377 people.
Is Alma Delaney, you mentioned him. Is he the Utah guy that is just a massive guy that's from, is he Australian or where's he from?
He's a redshirt freshman. He's massive as in tall, but he's listed in the program on the depth chart at 297, which means he's probably 287. That's way too light to play right tackle in the LA Bowl against the Washington Huskies, in my opinion. Hopefully I'm proven wrong once again, but you will not see at this level starting offensive linemen at the tackle spot that are under 3 bills. So I think Delaney's a project and they like him and he's going to be awesome, they think, but we'll see if he's ready today.
My prediction would be Johnny is at least one starting offensive lineman comes from the portal.
Okay. So they do go to the portal and get some
They did that with Cade Beresford a couple of years ago out of Washington State, I believe it was.
That was a huge get too.
I just don't. I think you have to. I think you really have to. Miles Walker, by the way, was the Ohio State kid, 6'5", 317, redshirt sophomore. Maybe he's ready to go. I don't know. But yeah, you look and it's. I mean, I know they like Rasmussen, 6'5", 300. The Hawaii kid Rasmussen. I know they like him. People are asking. No, not quite starting the White Claws this morning, guys. This is a Celsius energy drink here. There we go. What do you got?
I got a Red Bull.
All right,
I got a Red Bull over here.
Not Celsius is not my favorite, but it's the whatever, when you get a hotel lobby Quick Mart, you don't get many choices sometimes.
All right, so that's the starting offensive line.
That worries. That's one of my biggest concerns next year.
Okay,
Johnny,
let's go to the tight ends. How do you feel about the tight ends?
I love Matt Wagner.
Okay, I do too.
He's ready to evolve into a star.
I think he's an all-league caliber player next year. Wags, 100%.
I think Austin Terry has shown some things at times.
Got great size.
Trying to see who else on here is listed as tight end. Luke Voorhees, he's a senior. He's done.
I think the two you mentioned as are the main cogs. Maybe they bring somebody else in too, but I think the tight end room is healthy, especially with Wags. Let's go to the receivers.
Is Chris Marshall back next year?
Probably not. Right. Spencer Danielson might just nip that in the bud. I don't know. So weird with Chris Marshall, and it kind of like you knew it might be weird based on his track record, and it's kind of weird. I hope not. I mean, but what's going to be different next year, BJ? He's going to mature even more. At some point, you're like, why do you need to mature all this time? Why does it take 4 years to get one good year out of you, man? Like, that's the sad part about football. Anybody who's played at the NFL will tell you, I knew so many guys that could have been to the league and didn't for whatever reason. And I hope.
So if he's gone, isn't there a chance that Ben Ford can get a medical or get another year
100%. Ben Ford would have been back anyway. He had a medical anyway. So you have Ben Ford.
Do we know for sure if he's planning to use that? I mean, I don't think
he's told me personally, one-on-one, he's back next year.
Okay. So Ben Ford, that's a big one.
You have Ben Ford.
Cam Bates.
You have Cam Bates. Okay. Quentin Brown. I like him as well. Those three. Chase Penry is gone. Let's see.
They like Qualante Williams, number 83.
Q Williams. They have
Cam
him.
Jones, number 81, was a big-time prospect, true freshman this year that I think they're expecting big things from. But it wouldn't shock me if receivers a position they target in the portal as well, Johnny.
Yeah, I mean, you need tons of things out of Cam Bates and Quentin Brown. Like, those guys need to take huge leaps next year. And I'm not saying they can't.
They're similar players, though. They're both smaller. Like, that's the one reason why having Chris Marshall back, if he could get him to figure it out, would be to have his size and some of the things that he brings to the table.
Okay, or it's this. And I know he said he doesn't want to, but we need you. And I'm talking to Latrell Caples. He has another year.
How much could you throw at him?
Yeah.
You really want to go start?
Going to do? I know he wants to start his life, and he's a smart guy, and he'll do well in business.
Hey, Latrell did not have the year he wanted to have either, man. Maybe you could talk him into that. Come back for one more ride and finish on your own terms. With a big year.
Was he a captain this year? He was not.
No.
It was Cage and it was Mad Dog. So, I mean, do you want to do the captain thing? I mean, I know next year will be 2026. That'll mean it's his 7th year with the program, but
now they do have Terrius Favors out of and Rayshawn Jones. Yep, but Terrius Favors out of Georgia is a big receiver they like too. Big time 4-star guy. Rayshawn Jones, a local prospect.
I'll say this. I think Rashawn Jones is an NFL kid. Unless he gets hurt. That dude's for real.
Well, they got a lot of young talent there, but you certainly would like to have another veteran like a Latrell.
He can come back. That's all I'm saying. I know people in the chat are like, well, isn't Latrell like 25?
He said it on BNN Live one.
On your show.
Riley and Rid. Yeah.
He has another year.
He was done. He also said he was done.
If he did. And I get it. And he probably should be. But, again, throw a bag at him. Latrell, we need you. Latrell, like, no horse shit this year. We're not going to mess around with you in your targets. Like, promise. And maybe, I mean, Latrell's not going to get drafted. Latrell's not going to be in a camp. He's not. If that's still there, and maybe it isn't at this point, and he does want to move on, maybe Latrell comes back. I would still
put that at like 10%.
Agree.
You never know.
All right. And then the running back room. That's healthy. If they all stay, you get Sire and Riley back, and then you add
Riley for sure
him.
Would be back. I would assume that they'll prioritize him. I think Gaines is probably back too, but Gaines also might say, you know what? I don't really want to be second fiddle and get 10 carries when Riley gets 17 every game. I don't know, but they're friends. I think the Ashton Genty, impact of not transferring and all that still weighs heavily with Asire Gaines. Asire Gaines is probably back, but I would feel, if I had to rank them, Johnny, I'd feel a little better about Dylan Riley being back than Gaines.
It's weird because I feel like Gaines is more committed to Danielson's army as a foot soldier as Dylan Riley is.
I think Dylan Riley I think just he's had a lot of personal stuff go on. Like, I think this is his extended family here, and I think he's really close to he talked about J-Mo in the press conference the other day being really close to him and helping him, with the passing of his father and stuff.
Is J-Mo going to Pullman?
What's that?
J-Mo going to Pullman?
OC?
I'll throw this out there. Him and Kirby.
Yeah.
Boom.
Fresno.
Boom. Boom. Close.
What about your guy? Would your guy Junior Adams leave the Cowboys wide receiver position to be like associate head coach, OC?
You'd have to ask Sanford that. That's like his best friend, Junior Adams. He would know more than me, but I do know.
He was actually Kirby Moore's coach in high school, right? At Prosser High?
Who was?
I think Junior Adams coached Kirby Moore in high school or something.
That might have been after Kirby was gone, but it might have been. I did hear about that too, because Junior Adams played at Eastern, and Prosser, Washington is right by Eastern Washington University. That's a huge thing, though. We haven't got there yet, but where's Kirby going to go with his stats? And this is going to be a yearly thing. I talked to him last night. He will be at the Potato Bowl with the Cougs. He's not going to be coaching, but he'll be back in Boise.
Texted you back once it was official and he got that job?
The only time Kirby doesn't text back is when he's in a coaching search. The only time. It's the only time. But so I kind of knew. I was like, maybe this is real. He's not texting back. Kirby always does. And
that whole thing's funny because like people still stand by the reporting that wasn't actually him though. Like he got this done and I don't know if he was there or not there, but like,
dude,
that was a whole deal. And some people still say that wasn't actually him. The
way you tell with Kirby is it's his jaw. He has this crazy, massive, sculpted GQ magazine jawline. It's like the opposite of Kellen. Kellen is the nerdy, opie kind of guy next door thing, and then Kirby's like this square-jawed, chiseled dude. But I'm not sure, BJ, what's going to happen with it all. But man, that's going to be a good gig for Kirby Moore, and I'm really excited for him there.
Let's get back to this game for a few minutes before we get out of here, Johnny. By the way, I don't know if anyone's seen this or not, Johnny. This is the just announced the uniforms for today's game. Boise State final fit check of the season. They're going blue helmets with the blue face mask, Johnny.
I like it.
This was the Notre Dame fit, white with the blue helmet, although they had a silver face mask for Notre Dame. They are going with the blue face mask, blue helmet, white jersey, white pants for the as they must be the road. I'll say this looks a little better, a little more traditional than the weird blue orange thing they wore against UCLA a couple years ago.
I'm not a fan of the orange pants, orange jersey, orange helmet. Just not my deal, man. Especially I always go back to it. I just have like the heebie-jeebies seeing Kellen Moore look really weird in an all orange uniform, losing to TCU on the blue because of a last second field goal. Kellen's only loss on the blue. It was wearing those stinking, ugly, weird. This isn't Boise State.
Well, you've heard Winston Venable's story about the orange, right?
No, I didn't.
It was, I think, his senior day, or I forget what it was, but somebody was talking a lot of trash about the blue on blue. I forget who the coach was. Who were they playing against his senior year? Who would that have been?
That's 2011, right? Winston's senior year. Was it 2010?
I'm trying 29 and 10.
I can't remember if it was 10 or 11. Winston was on those teams.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. But he just told us this story on senior night. But the other coach was talking a lot of trash about how, the blue on blue and all this kind of stuff. And so Coach Pete said, screw that. We're wearing all orange. And they wore all orange. And it was Coach Pete's idea. And they went out and blew them out like badly. So the picture of Winston carried the hammer that day too on his senior day, coming out wearing all orange in those ugly orange uniforms, and it had something to do with Coach Pete. Yeah. Typical Coach Pete. Oh, they want to talk some trash about us wearing all blue and having an edge. We're going to wear all orange and go, beat their ass, and that's exactly what they did. Apparently in that game, I forget who they were playing, but Johnny,
Pete's awesome.
We kind of touched on it earlier, but I don't have a good feel for Boise State in this game. I'm sorry to the 1,300 people watching this. I'm just being realistic. I'm being honest. I don't see how they win this game, Johnny. I really don't. I mean, the spread's up to 10 points now. I mean, if they point spread wise win this game, Johnny, it would be, a double-digit underdog against a Power 4 school. I mean, you have to go look at the history here, Johnny. This would be one of their bigger underdog wins probably in, I hate to say it, like in history or something. Yeah, I mean, when you get to double-digit underdog status, like this would be by the numbers, a fairly significant upset. So I really don't think I'm going out on some crazy limb here saying I don't think Boise State's going to win. Certainly for my business all off season, for your business all off season, I'm not going to be up there sitting there rooting for them to lose to say I was right. I hope they win. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's a great game.
Man. I want them to win.
I really hope they go out and dominate. I just already had a bad feeling about this game. 31-21 was my prediction the other day, and when I found out about Cage Casey, Johnny, it just gave me a weird, not so great vibe around this thing going into this game today. So I'm not sure I'm ready to go like 35-10 or something. I don't know if it ends up being a blowout, but I just really, really think it's going to be a tough one for Boise State today, Johnny, and I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I love the Washington Huskies. I always will, but I don't love them enough to where it'll affect my job, right? I want Boise State to win this for Idaho Sports Talk and for BNN.
Yep.
Because I want an off season that's got a little more fun in it. I don't want a Seattle rain cloud over my off season. And I'm with you. I think it's 55-22. I don't think it's even a game. I think the Huskies are ready. Boise State would have a hard time at full strength, and they're not at full strength. Guys, they might be without the left and right tackle. Like, that's big boy stuff. I don't know if you can just plug and play. We will see. Maybe you can, and I hope they can, and I hope it happens. But, I mean, what's the recipe? Dylan Riley rushes for 170, right? Big plays. Washington craps all over itself. They have turnovers, special teams, mishaps. Like, they just don't play well. I mean, maybe that's it too, but I'm all over the Huskies on this one, guys. And I think it's going to be a tough night. I'll do Bronco game night on KBOI. You'll do the BNN post-game show. And I don't know what the reaction's going to be like. Hopefully it's festive and they've ended the drought and finally beat a P4 again. I like that, Kip. Malik Sherrod, 4 or 5, 6 catches in space, 3 or 4 carries. He's better catching the ball in space than giving the ball to. We'll see. Potter's going to have to, he's going to have to be on. He's going to have to dial it up. Defense has been playing well.
This is going to have to be the best defensive game of the season, Johnny. I mean, they're going to have to really, Eric Chenander's going to have to be in his bag. And as Real Candid Trader says here, either a scoop and score, a pick six. I mean, they're going to have to create
an
some
exotic
turnovers,
touchdown,
multiple turnovers, either a special. I mean, is this the game? We waited all season to see it. Is this finally the game? Malik Sherrod takes a punt return to the house or something to change the game.
Good prediction.
I don't know if I'm predicting. I mean, we've been waiting all season. We heard how electric he was in the return game. He really hasn't done much in the return game this year. Is this finally the game where you say, okay, it was worth it to take Malik Sherrod? He came through when you needed him to.
That would be huge for this team. And you would think, if you'd asked me before the season, yes or no, Sherrod scores a special teams teeter, I would have said, oh, hell yes. Yeah. He hasn't
I don't know if I was supposed to say this, Johnny, and I said this anyway on my post game. I was the only guy that went for the locker room for the one-on-one interviews after the championship game. If you wanted to, anybody that played in the game, you could request them, and they were required to be available for Mountain West Bowls.
I do like that.
I was the only one that went over there to do it, so I'm waiting in the team room, and I requested like 8 guys because I'm like, I'll send Chris V to the presser. Nathan's going to go start post game. We got everything covered. I'm going to go to the locker room and get some of these interviews. Malik Sherrod walks up. with a nice stogie right there. And he's smoking a victory cigar right there in the team room.
That is
He's
badass.
got his championship hat tilted to the side. He's got his stogie. He's living the good life, man. And he had his family with him, and they wouldn't let him do. Our friend, I shouldn't put Craig on blast, but Craig Lawson wouldn't let him do the interview with the stogie. He ended up
Law dog, get off it.
But
I
say that because Malik Sherrod was just living the good life, man. Came over here to Boise State, wanted to win a championship. He did it. He's celebrating. And now he gets one more tonight. And I think he's probably got the victory cigar ready tonight if they find a way to win this one. But you mentioned the running game, Johnny, and 170, I think you said, is what it would take for Dylan Riley. I mean, Washington, Johnny, 17th in the country at stopping the run. They only give up 103 yards per game. 103 yards per game on the ground as a team. And Washington is 17th. So you're saying Boise State's strength and what they're going to have to do is also a strength of the Washington Huskies defense. So I just don't
your tackles,
what's that?
Without both starting tackles too? I mean, that even enhances Washington's ability to stop the rush, because it hurts Boise State's ability to get a running game going if they don't. Where's Matoyer's dad? Mr. Matoyer, why aren't you in the chat?
Yes.
We need an update on the right tackle. Mr. Matoyer, all due respect. And by the way, I destroyed your kid the first month, but since then, your kid has been terrific. There's not been one issue at right tackle, and I'm actually really excited for Daylon Matoyer next year to have a senior year. But Mr. Matoyer, your kid's playing really well. Is he going to play today?
Johnny, maybe this is a better question for our pregame show, 4 o'clock. We're going to have Brad Bedell live at Uncle Bob's Pizza in Meridian, and I think he's a great pregame guest to talk O-line and talk about these opt-outs and injuries. But do you think there's anything Nate Potter can do schematically? And again, we'll ask Brad Bedell at 4 o'clock on the pregame show. Make sure you come back at 4 o'clock. But knowing all week that both your tackles are probably out, is there anything you can do in terms of quicker passes to get it out before the pass rush can get going, or running, to a certain side or something more often? Is there anything you think they can do to try to combat knowing that there could be more pressure coming from the outside?
Yeah, like Sanford was saying, I mean, you'll probably see a lot of 12 or even 13 personnel. That's
tight ends helping out on the edge.
Yeah, and you're going to have to do, running backs. They call it a chicken wing. Like, watch the running backs when they go out in the flat. You'll see the defensive end. They'll run right up to him and just pop them, right in the ribs, try to slow him down a little bit. That's a chip. They're going to do all that stuff, I guess. Maybe more counters. If they're going to beat you anyway in the edge, maybe you let them in and design to go around them, like just a simple counter play that you run in 4th grade.
Let's go heavy screen game today.
I was thinking that.
Let them come through and just go heavy screen game with Sherrod.
I would love to see that screen. This team isn't a good screen team.
Okay, Dirk Cutter.
Because the offensive line isn't athletic and they can't get out there, and they're not. Well, hey, that's a pretty good source, though. Dirk Cutter said we suck at screens. Our linemen are too freaking slow. I don't call them. They can't get out there. The defense is all over it. It's not there. Let's just give them the ball up the middle and have them get 2,600 yards and maybe a Heisman. Yeah, I don't know, BJ. This is Boise State's offensive line, I think, is in a rough spot tonight. Maybe it'll matter. Maybe it won't.
So what's the Prater headline tonight?
Ooh. Prater headline is going to be like...
By the way, I give you credit. I went back and listened to the show. I got a beef with Prater for next week, but I appreciate you for teasing my interview there at the start of your show. And I think Prater's exact words were, BJ is not part of the team. I'm going to have to... That paycheck seems to work pretty well for Prater, but I'm not, quote, part of the team, I guess.
Yeah, what did he say? He's like, BJ sucks. He's not part of the team. I mean, he was joking, but it was funny as hell. Yeah, he did say that.
About 5 seconds because I was listening to that, and that was, I was like, wait a minute.
He did say that. He was taking a shot at you. That was kind of funny. I don't see it, but again, I've been surprised. I'm wrong all the time too. I hope Boise State can put this thing together and make this a fun festive, competitive bowl game between two teams and two programs that don't, I want to say, love each other. There's some history here. And I just don't want Boise State to go into next year 0-10 against the power since Hurricane Hank, right? And then you got to go to Oregon, probably 0-11. And then you're like, uh-oh, Memphis is coming in. They're no joke. Like, I just think for the psyche, for the culture of this program, a win would do a lot more moving into next season versus getting smoked. You got the UCLA game a couple years ago. That didn't really matter. You had new quarterbacks. It just, we were more concerned about who was going to be the head coach than who was going to win that game. But this is different. I think they need to win this game, and it sucks they're not at full strength. We'll see what they have. Prater's headline will be an off-season full of, I don't know, a rainy off-season, a gloomy off-season possibly. It'll be something good. Bronco game night.
There you go, Johnny. I got the
Let's talk about the LA Bowl.
Yes, LA Bowl. There is a press conference. Don't worry. You don't want to listen to it anyway. Press conferences are mega boring, but we will bring BJ Rains on in a little more than an hour, Prater, for the BNN report. He's at the LA Bowl, will attend the press conference and kind of give us kind of the 411, the need to know. BNN report. Good timing today, huh?
Well, I mean,
what?
You're promoting BJ over Bob. Bob's live in LA. He's on our show. He's part of our team. BJ's not even part of our team. He's an outsider.
Okay,
you're promoting BJ over Bob?
Well,
Bob's live in Los Angeles.
Yeah, but Bob comes on before the presser. I busted
Unbelievable.
You
You're promoting BJ over Bob. Unbelievable, ballgame. Come on now.
Keys to the game, Bob Beeler.
That may have to come up in the next round of contract negotiations with Mike Prater there.
That was kind of funny, but yeah, Prater takes shots. You take shots. We all take shots. I mean, my sports jacket, I'm actually surprised we don't have any like dating stuff in the chats. This has been a real nice surprise, Clark.
You said 50. You think they give up 55 points tonight, Johnny?
I was just going back to my John Elway, Joe Montana nightmare. That Super Bowl, I cried at halftime. It was 27-3 when San Francisco was abusing Denver in it was the 1989 season, that Super Bowl. So that would have been Super Bowl 24. And it was 55-10. I think it was the most lopsided Super Bowl. It's close to it. It might have been passed, but that's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Hey, what do you I was wondering about this, Johnny. It's the final LA Bowl. Okay, I've got my little press pass right here. The LA Bowl.
Let me see it.
You know, in terms of, it's not one of the nicer ones. It's okay. You know, it's pretty standard here. I don't know what you got there, Johnny, but
this is my best press pass. Best event I ever covered. The PK80 in Portland.
It's kind of the glare of the lights kind of getting it. There you go.
It was the college basketball tournament on Thanksgiving weekend in Oregon, and it was just this was the best event I ever covered.
What is there something I could steal, Johnny, or something I could just take that the LA Bowl will never need again since this game is ending? Some sort of sign that says
get the
something
pylon. Get the pylon with the LA Bowl patch taped on. The pylon.
That wouldn't be the same pylon that the Rams will need tomorrow?
Hell no, man. The NFL's got NFL pylons, dude. I would try to get a pylon that
would not have been the first thing on the list, but I mean,
that's going to be hard to jack, though, and I don't want to get you in trouble. What else? LA Bowl, dude. You know how bowl games are. There'll be little things everywhere. You can grab something, and you'll be there late because everybody else will be gone.
Oh yeah.
So you'll be able to take stuff.
I'm going to do post game on the field, and they'll be turning the field over for the Rams game tomorrow. So. Well, I don't know what I could grab on the sideline, or if there's something. There's got to be something LA Bowl related that I could grab. I don't know.
Never, for one.
By the way, here you guys brought it up again, and I got to get on Greg Frank too. Listen to this.
Today we'll do that after we talk more LA Bowl, and you loving these weekends in December in Boise, Greg.
307. You're promoting BJ, and then Bob. It's about time we get to the program director of the radio station. How we doing?
7 minutes I took, I guess. That's more
than half the segment.
Greg Frank complaining that he didn't get on the air until 3:07. I love it.
Isn't Greg hilarious? Like, hey, you got to come to me earlier. No, man, we'll get to you. We don't. I mean, maybe 7 minutes is too long, but it's me. Nobody's more long-winded in this town. So I love Greg Frank getting upset that I didn't come to him earlier.
Yeah, that's
Remember
hilarious.
that stuff.
By the way, Bedell will be on the pregame show. I do want to give a quick mention before we get out of here, Johnny. Hope everybody will join us today. Uncle Bob's Pizza. If you say you heard us talking about it on the show today and you show up at Uncle Bob's, your first Sun Cruiser is on BNN. They have the lemonade flavor there. They got it in special. Lemonade, iced tea. They have other beverages as well, but your first Sun Cruiser is on Bronco Nation News. If you come and find Nathan Carroll and Brad Bedell at the pregame today and say you heard us talking about it on BNN today. The watch party is 4:00 today. It starts. They're going to be live at 4:00 with the pregame show. The game obviously starts at 6. Get there early. It's going to be packed. It's going to be awesome. They'll have the game on all the TVs, food specials, drink specials. We're really excited about this. There's going to be a halftime raffle, Johnny, score predictions, all kinds of stuff. They're going to be giving away stuff at halftime. They're going to have a raffle going on, all kinds of cool stuff. Uncle Bob's Pizza in Meridian. Great pizza, great other options as well, but the pizza is tremendous. They have the Steele brothers have an NIL deal out there, and they're going to discount that pizza today. But discounted drinks. You can watch the pregame show live at 4:00 at Uncle Bob's. They're going to throw it up on the big screen there. They'll have the Heisman ceremony on, and then the game will be on all the TVs with sound. You'll be able to hear it. You'll be able to see it. And then they're going to have the postgame show. We may even try a halftime show today, Johnny. I know folks have really enjoyed the halftime shows, but here's the plan. We have our man Brad Bedell coming in for pregame. 4:00, the pregame show will start at Uncle Bob's Pizza in Meridian. So come on out, watch the game, watch party with BNN, with Brad Bedell, Nathan Carroll, the whole crew out there. And we're scheduled also, we got confirmation, Johnny, that our postgame show and maybe halftime show as well is going to be Alexander Tubner and Michael Callahan. So Alex Tubner and Michael Callahan will be live on the BNN postgame show with Nathan Carroll breaking this thing down after the game. So hopefully everybody will make plans to come hang out and watch the post-game show with BNN, and that will be awesome. So pregame, post-game, come Uncle Bob's Pizza in Meridian today. Hang out, watch the game. They're going to have the halftime raffle. They're giving away like gift cards, all kinds of cool stuff.
BJ, how this is a 3-minute read you're on. Well, Uncle Bob's Pizza. We get it, bruh. Like, how much are they paying you for this? That should never fly in radio.
We need a packed house at Uncle Bob's Pizza. Seconds. I'll just say that, hey, this is my show, my read. All right, I'll go 2 more minutes if I want to. Uncle Bob's Pizza in Meridian. Get out there, and I'm paying you for this show, Johnny. So this read is paying for your show right here. So zip it. We'll see you at Uncle Bob's. Going to be a lot of fun. Pre-game, post-game. And I will be live on the field with our pregame show. And so Nathan, Brad Bedell will be at Uncle Bob's. I'll be on the field. I'm going to have Jeremiah Dickey come on live. I'm going to show you warm-ups, all kinds of stuff going on from the field at Uncle Bob's, or from the field and at Uncle Bob's. So going to be a fun night tonight. Hopefully you guys come hang out. And we are working on a halftime show. I think we're going to make it happen halftime as well, to give you a halftime show and your update.
Who's with you there? Is it you need me, Sanford, hopping on?
I don't know if
halftime?
you're allowed contractually to come on at halftime, Johnny. I think it'll be Nathan Carroll, Alexander Tubner, and Michael Callahan from Uncle Bob's at halftime.
Oh, you got Tubes there? Yeah, going to the CFL, right? BC
Tubes
Lions
and Callahan will both be on the post game as well. I just said that when you were texting and lost interest, but we
cool.
will have Tubner and Callahan on the post game as well. So, and I know you guys will be on, Johnny, post game. We'll get the Prater headline and your shows. I love it. You guys post your shows here to Apple iTunes. Folks can go on there and watch those. But unfortunately, Johnny, both of us aren't expecting it to be too happy of a post game.
Man, I'm excited to see this, and I hope I can prove myself wrong, thinking that Washington's going to destroy Boise State tonight, and I can be like, okay, wow, this team is, maybe they hit on a couple of deep plays, maybe they do get, some type of trickeration that gets the Huskies to bite. Maybe. They're going to need a lot, because I think bigger, faster, stronger, all that stuff is going to lead into Washington's advantage, BJ. But maybe one more episode of Ball Talk to wrap up the season.
Let's try to do that next week. Let's talk you into it. I'll pay you guys for it if you want to do it. And By the way, no rebounds in the first quarter, so I think you're safe on the video game there for Nelly. I just got the update. No rebounds in the first quarter, so you're probably good.
All right, you guys.
Great job, Johnny. Appreciate you. Awesome show. Thank you for jumping on and doing this this morning. Thanks.
Hey, this is
Mike
my
Sanford.
show. You're a guest on us, man. I
guess you want to. All right, get us out of here then. 4 o'clock, by the way. If you didn't hear me say it, Uncle Bob's Pizza. We'll see you there. Live pregame show. Come back to the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show. By the way, Johnny, big news. Lithia Ford. I got some news at Lithia Ford. I know you have some news about Lithia Ford coming forward for 2026.
You heard that, huh?
We love Jim Sturk. Let's just say that. It's going to be a big 2026 with Lithia Ford and both KTIK and BNN. So excited to tell folks more about Lithia Ford in the future. But they are our pregame show sponsor, Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show, 4 o'clock Mountain Time. We're going to go 2 hours taking you up to kickoff on BNN.
I got some big news coming next week, too, BJ Rains. We really appreciate having you on the final episode of Ball Talk. We'll try to get you a post-season one, as BJ said. Stay tuned and love ya. Haga laga.
When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust rowpaint.com to get that job done right.